Alright, welcome everybody. We're doing this live. I normally don't do this. I record my voiceovers after I've had an opportunity to look through the gameplay and comment on it, but today is a special day. Today is the release of Mirthwood's latest patch, the Foundations update, and I'm super excited to get into it. So, a couple of things. I am not going to play through the beginning of the game. I'm going to skip the tutorial. That means I'm going to be down some trout. I'm going to be down some resources that you normally get in the beginning of the game. But that's okay. I played the game enough where that really doesn't matter anymore. But I especially want to go through and showcase some of the combat because I have no idea why folks are having such a difficult time with the combat. So this video is about that. It's about the combat and showing you guys how to properly fight. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and load a game that I have started playing. I'm still in spring. This is a beta gameplay, but this is spring. Day 10, so I don't have a lot done yet. But I'm going to go ahead and load it up. And yeah, I don't quite understand why people have such a hard time with the game. I really don't. The combat's really easy to understand. You can see all I have is a rusty iron sword and a crude bow, so I don't have anything else too crazy. So I guess the first tip is go to your settings, and there's easier combat if you're having a tough time. Like if you feel like you're not doing damage or the enemies are doing too much damage to you, like go ahead and click it, man. Like click it for now, and then once you get stronger, unclick it and feel better about yourself, I guess. And here's combat lock-on. So combat lock-on does two things. You're able to lock on to one enemy, and then you can switch between them with a Z, and it always keeps you facing the enemy. If you don't have combat lock-on enabled, then the direction you're going to be facing is always the way the mouse is facing. Alright? So here, let me give you a little bit of I'm going to turn off combat lock-on, and let's go fight. There should be somebody up here in the north. Here we go. Usually there's a bandit up here. Let's see if we have one available. If not, I know where there's another enemy that we can fight. They've been murdered. That's fine. There's also, usually up in the winery, there's somebody there to fight, so I'm going to go do that. Let's go. Easier combat, what does it do, I guess I should talk about it. Easier combat makes the stamina thing, look, see how it takes away stamina? Easier combat removes that completely. You don't have stamina drain. So normal attacks take away stamina. Blocking takes away, if you block something it takes away stamina. Using the bow and arrow takes away stamina, right? Strong attacks with a sword take away more stamina. Rolling takes away stamina, right? Get the picture, right? Like that's kind of how it works. So easier combat takes all of that away. Should be a dude here. There he is. Alright, so here's my mouse. See? I'm moving it. So if I'm going to do this and roll, I have to make my mouse face this way. Right? If I don't do this, if I'm facing this way, right? There you go. It follows my mouse's movements. So you can click on the guy. See how it happened there? Yeah, it gets funny. Right? So that's with the mouse, that's with the combat setting unlocked. And you can use your mouse to do your battles, that's fine. Now with combat lock-on, automatically locks onto the nearest enemy, and see where my mouse is, right? As soon as I lock on, it doesn't matter if my mouse is behind me, it's still locked onto it. See that? So what happens? I roll, and my character automatically turns to where it was facing. Now if I roll too far away, I lose the lock-on, and then, well, yeah, that happens. But, you know, it's not going to lock on forever. That's not the way this game works. So, easy enough, right? easy enough. So what about blocking? Blocking's fairly easy too. I kind of don't think you need it, unless you really don't know what you're doing. You're not going to take as much damage, even from a bandit, right? Easy enough to just hit him with a strong attack if you time it correctly. You roll away, and then you just wait. See? Simple enough, right? So, I think what ends up happening is a lot of people try to do this. Just that, constantly. You're trying to mash your buttons. Well, if you do that, you're not gonna... you're not gonna get anything done, basically, at this point. Like, you need to make sure you're doing things methodically, and this is it's a sim, right? So there is a little bit of elements of realism to it, and trying to figure out, how to defeat enemies is kind of part of it. The game just doesn't just spoon feed you absolutely everything, and I don't think it should either. So here's another thing you can do with battling, and I'll bring this guy over here so you can see. Where is this guy? Where is he? There he is. So you can hit him from far away, and bring him over. Whoops. And so, come here. So you do this, and then you bring him here, you go back, and look at this barrel right here. Oh, he dodged it. Oh, smart guy. You can do that too. Hitting them with the barrel takes away a whole bunch of their health. So if you just time your strong attacks, you shouldn't have any problems, like, ever. I don't understand why people are having such a hard time with it. I really don't. Maybe it's because you're leaving the radius of the battle, and it removes their lock-on, and then they're frustrated over the lock-on being removed. But, I mean, that's by design. You don't want to... Yeah, go ahead and block, buddy. Those attacks... Yeah, you go through their attacks. See that? So, yeah, I don't know. Battling is super easy. In Mirthwood, it's not hard if you know what you're doing. Just practice as much as you can with enemies. Bears are harder because they're harder to kill. Wolves are harder because they tend to attack over and over again, and you can't stop them, so that's hard too. But if you get yourself some good armor and you have this rusty iron sword like I do, you really should be fine for the first part of the game. I sincerely do not understand why people are having such a difficult time with Mirthwood. Maybe this guy? Let's fight this guy. So this guy does like this crazy attack, right? But look, he doesn't do any damage. So as long as you start your attack, you'll always stun him out of it. Always. See? Bonk. And he does that, yeah, sure. But your wind-up is faster than his. So you're always going to be able to hit him out of his mega attack. That's not even a problem. See? My health is low, yeah, sure, but he's dead. If you're trying to spam attack, you're going to die. Because the game's not about spamming attack. The game's about being patient with what you're doing. So just be patient and look for your openings and hit them. They're not that hard, and you should be fine. You really should be fine. What do I have right now for my armor? I have 1 from my white cloth shirt. I have 2 from my sharp shot hat. I have my 1 from my rusty copper greaves, and I have 3 from my rugged black trousers. So that's all I have for defense right now, and 7 attack. That's it. Right? Like, yeah, I guess you could have something that gives me 9, but as you saw, I have really basic rudimentary clothes, and I didn't take that much damage. I was just patient. I didn't try to mash my buttons, and so you guys should do the same thing. Stop trying to say the game's combat is awful when it really isn't, and I think it's more the players not understanding how to battle in this game. Honestly, I really think that. So, I don't think I have any more enemies around here. I'm gonna go poke my face over here. Usually there's a bandit over here. I'll take a picture, why not? There's a bandit over here usually that you can fight. Oh! Okay. I'll take some of this traps, why not? Usually there's a bandit down here that you can fight. I'll go see if he's there. And if he's there, I'll fight him too, so I can give you another. Here we go. I must have killed him already. There's some really good videos from Moxie and Aussie Nuts on their channels that showcase battling and how easy it is, because once you've gotten enough, armor and your weapon's stronger, you'll do more damage. People just need to learn how to be patient. They really do need to learn how to be patient and try to understand a little bit more of the dynamics of the game. So yeah, that's gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna showcase fighting other creatures because it's not real. Right now in this part of the game, what you should be fighting are humans, maybe a wolf, but you go and try to mess with Spriggans and you try to go mess with other bigger creatures, you're gonna die. Well, yeah, you're gonna die. You don't have the proper equipment yet to take them on. So, maybe you can if you're really good. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of this episode. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about combat, and I hope you're a little bit more patient, trying to understand it.